Hi, this is Miles from RhinoCo Technology. Today I'm going to be talking to you about one of our acclaimed remote control products, the Rhino PTX. This product is a UHF radio learning remote control which can be used as a replacement for many of your existing remote control products, such as garage door openers, car alarm or home alarm remote controls. You will need an existing working remote control that you can copy from. The Rhino PTX can duplicate a majority of fixed code remote controls. Fixed code means that each time you press the remote control, the same code is transmitted. It does not change. If, however, your product is marked as featuring code hopping or anti-code grabbing technology, you will not be able to duplicate your existing remote with the PTX. This is because these remotes send a different code each time the remote is pressed and therefore cannot be copied. Your PTX remote has 4 buttons which can each store a different code from your original remote control. For example, this remote control has 4 different buttons with 4 different functions. You can copy each function across to a button on your Rhino PTX. If you are copying a simple single button remote control, you can easily copy that one code onto one button or all 4. To start with today, we'll show you just how easy it is to use your PTX by copying the signal from this single button remote into this PTX. Okay, now we're going to show you how to learn the single code from this fixed code remote control onto our Rhino PTX. When you open the packet, you will find that there's a single screw inside. You may actually get 2 screws. We allow you to have one for a spare in case you lose it. Your PTX programmable remote control and a tuning tool, which we'll discuss later in this instructional video. The first thing that you should know is that the remote control has already been preset at the factory in learning mode, and the way that we can check that it is in learning mode is by pressing one of the buttons on the remote control, and you'll just see that the green LED flashes once when I press the remote. It does not stay on. If the LED was continuously on as I press down the button, it means it's already in transmit mode and you will need to change it to the learning mode, which we'll show you later. First thing is make sure that you are copying the remote control on a non-metallic surface. If you have metal in the area, like a metal table, it can interfere with the signal that you're trying to copy, so best to do it on a timber table or something of that nature. Basically all we need to do is put the 2 remote controls right next to one another, and first thing we do is we press and hold down the button on your existing remote control and keep holding it down. The LED light on your existing remote control should stay on continuously. If you find that your remote control, when you press it, the light just blinks something like this, as long as you're still holding it down, unfortunately you will not be able to copy that remote control with the PTX. So starting the procedure again, we press and hold our existing remote control, checking that the LED is coming on and staying on. We then press the first button on our Rhino PTX and you'll see the green LED come on and flash 3 times. Once it's flashed 3 times, you can release your existing remote control button as the code has now been learned. Now in this case here, I'm just going to repeat that step so you can see that we're going to copy this function of this button onto the other 3 buttons on our PTX remote control. This will mean that it won't matter which button we press on this remote, it will do the same function on our existing product. So again, press and hold the existing remote control button down, press and hold the button on the PTX until you see 3 bright flashes and then release. Press, press, wait for the 3 flashes and release. And last time, 3 flashes, it's now learned. So what we've achieved here now is we have successfully copied the code from this single button remote control onto all 4 buttons of our Rhino PTX. But since this product is still in learning mode, we now have to open the remote control by prying open the case. You may wish to use the small screwdriver tool we supply to help you achieve this. Okay, now that you've successfully opened your remote control, we need to change this remote from being in learning mode into transmission mode. And the way we do this is down at the bottom of the remote control, adjacent to the battery, you'll see a small black jumper. Now what you'll need to do is remove that jumper. It's basically on 2 small legs that you'll see. And by taking that jumper off, we've now effectively changed the remote from learn mode to transmit mode. The way that we can test that is by pressing one of the buttons on the remote control As soon as you press it, the green LED will come on and stay on continuously whilst ever you hold down the remote control, much like your original remote control's operation. If you found that your remote control when you purchased it was already in this mode, you simply need to replace the jumper before carrying out the previous steps explained earlier. So when it just flashes green here, we are in learning mode, removing the jumper, transmit mode. The next thing for you to do is now to close the case of the remote control. Replace the screw in the rear of the case and tighten. And now go and test your product.